Alright, in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I grew my shoulders fast. When I first started working out, my shoulders were actually one of my worst body parts. They were lagging, they barely even existed. Having big 3D round pumpkin delts is going to make you look aesthetic even if your other muscle groups are lagging. It's one of the most important muscle groups for looking masculine, wide, and taking up a lot of space. I'm going to give you guys the 5 tips that I think are the most important for making your delts grow fast that I personally have used and used on my clients as well. The first tip is you need to emphasize your rear delts and your side delts. Your front delts are already getting a ton of work from your pressing movements when you're doing chest and especially on your incline presses. Your side and rear delt are going to give you that 3D appearance that's going to make you look big from all angles, the back, the front, and the side. These muscles are what most people are lagging anyway. To do this, I would start a workout with machine rear delt flies or a cable rear delt fly. Personally, I think the machine rear delt fly is the best exercise just because it's stable and you can overload it over time with more weight. Doing your rear delts at the beginning of your workout isn't really going to take away from your pressing and is just going to give you that freaky round delt look. I typically stick to around 2 to 3 sets for my machine rear delt flies, doing 8 to 15 reps. I find that rear delts, although they need to be emphasized, I don't need as much volume because when you're doing a lot of your back movements, they're getting worked regardless. Tip number 2, you need to treat your dumbbell laterals like a compound movement. This should be your bread and butter, the thing you try to get as strong as possible on. Stop standing there with extremely strict form, not allowing your body to move at all, and raising the weight straight out to your side. You should have a little bend in your legs and a little torso movement throughout the movement. You want to move as much weight as possible. You need to treat this like a compound. If you're not progressing on this exercise, you're simply not going to be growing your delts. A little bit of body English is okay, but we do not want to be ego lifting. Tip number 3 is we need to focus on doing our shoulder presses properly. And what I mean by this is a lot of machine presses or people when they dumbbell presses, they sit straight up and down. This forces your elbows at the bottom of the movement to come backwards, which is an extremely unsafe position and you're not really getting much tension on your delts. What I recommend is scooting your butt forward and bringing your elbows slightly forward when you're pressing. This keeps tension on your delts and yes, it engages a little more upper chest, but who doesn't need more upper chest? This is going to put you in a safer position to press. You're going to be able to move more weight and therefore get bigger shoulders. Tip number 4 is higher volume and higher frequency for the side delts. Realistically, your side delts are probably never going to actually get sore. They can handle a lot of volume and a lot of intensity. To get the most out of this higher volume, we want to split up the volume over the week over more sessions, somewhere between 2 and 4. If we do all our sets in one session, we're going to be exhausted and we're not going to be able to put in enough effort. That's why doing just 3 sets in one workout for your side delts is more than enough if you spread it over the week. I try to aim for around 8 to 12 sets per week for side delts. Tip number 5 is to use intensifiers. I think that drop sets, supersets, rest pauses, run the dumbbell rack, anything to get more blood in the muscle is great for shoulder development. I've always found that my side and rear delts respond extremely well to those intensifiers. Although I still think progressive overload is the key factor in making gains, getting blood in there just helps shoulders grow. To summarize, if you want big, juicy, succulent, bulbous deltoids, you need to emphasize your rear and side delts. You need to do dumbbell lateral raises properly and go heavy on them. You need to keep your elbows forward when machine pressing, dumbbell pressing, or any type of overhead pressing. You need to start implementing intensifiers on your side and rear delt exercises. Try out these shoulder tips and let me know how it goes. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be doing weekly fitness videos.